Has your child ever become emotional over homework, reading, math, tests, or just going to school? Have they ever said anything like, "I'm not smart," or "I'm not good at," or shown in any other way that they may be experiencing low self-esteem or a lack of confidence? Those are symptoms that may lead to deeper emotional issues later on. Hi, I'm Samantha from Learning Success. We produce videos to help parents embrace their child's brilliance and unleash their full potential. There are an abundance of studies that link learning struggles to emotional issues, such as anxiety and depression. A study published in Current Psychiatry says, this study revealed that dyslexia had negatively influenced adolescent self-esteem and caused them to feel different from others with poor school achievement and lower feelings of well-being. Dyslexic adolescents in this study also suffered from externalizing and internalizing symptoms: withdrawal, somatic complaints, anxiety or depression, social problems, thought problems, aggression, and delinquent behavior that were significantly higher in poor than typical readers. They showed significantly higher scores of depression as assessed by
the HDRS
and anxiety as assessed by
the HARS.
Or this book by Neil Alexander Passay, which is the result of his 15 years of research into the emotional effects of dyslexia and other learning disabilities. Neil went through these struggles himself and wanted to make sure his kids did not suffer in the same way. So he dove in deep and then published what he found. Data gathered by Learning Success also shows a high percentage of emotional issues. Additionally, it shows that girls are even harder hit. We recently did a video on that, which you can find right here. It's pretty clear that there's a strong link between learning struggles and emotional struggles, and anxiety over schoolwork happens fast. We found that about 85% of struggling students experience symptoms of low self-esteem and high anxiety. Symptoms such as expressing that they feel stupid, getting emotional or procrastinating over school or schoolwork, having more difficulty under stress, difficulty paying attention. Beyond this, what was even more troubling was that almost as many showed signs of extreme emotional stress. These were emotional symptoms such as doing anything to hide their problem, emotional sensitivity, mood swings, depression, a strong sense of justice. Many exhibited physical symptoms as well. Symptoms such as stomach aches, nausea, headaches or vomiting, bedwetting, unusual heavy or light sleeping, unusual sweating. The trouble here, beyond the fact that these children have to experience this, is that it will dramatically worsen the learning problem. When there are anxiety issues, this leads to higher processing centers of the brain actually shutting down, which makes learning academics nearly impossible. This starts a downward spiral. Learning difficulties lead to anxiety. Anxiety leads to more learning difficulties, and so on, until the child finally just gives up entirely. Not a story with a happy ending. What happens is that the symptom actually becomes the bigger problem, because anxiety can decrease learning ability dramatically. The anxiety itself becomes the bigger problem. The difficulties caused by the anxiety far outshadow the difficulties caused by a specific learning disability, both emotionally and academically. This anxiety can spiral out of control, causing more and more learning challenges, causing more and more bad behavior, and making everything far more difficult. Soon the effects of anxiety are a far bigger issue than anything else. Performance will suffer, and even worse, learned helplessness can creep in. That's why we always recommend that when there is a learning struggle, you start with confidence building first. Get your child past their anxiety. Help them develop a growth mindset. Once you've done that, then start working on the underlying problem. That gets them ready to tackle academics. That's exactly the path that the Learning Success System takes. And if you'd like to check that out, there's a link for a free trial in the description. More academics is not the solution. That just makes the emotional problem worse. Prepare them for academics and you'll have a much better result, and your child won't have to suffer. Anxiety is fear felt in the body. Once you help them build confidence, they won't have fear. Confidence is the opposite of fear. So build confidence and anxiety fades. Once your child builds a growth mindset, then they will realize that mistakes are not only a part of the learning process, but also a necessary part. They'll no longer get emotional over mistakes because they'll know that it's just a part of the game. And more importantly, they'll no longer fear mistakes. Their fear is at the root of all of their avoidance behaviors. Get rid of that, and the behaviors fade away just as fast. And once you build up the underlying cognitive micro skills, then academics will come easier. Learning will accelerate. There's a link that explains cognitive micro skills in the description. Don't pile on more and more homework if they are not ready for it. That just increases the anxiety. It makes the situation worse. It increases fear. It increases avoidance strategies. More homework, more practice, more tutoring. It's all just more of the same problem that got them here. One other tip is this. Add physiological exercises that improve mood into your child's routine. Yes, you can actually shift your child's mood by using their body. You can help your child counter some of those negative feelings with physiology. We have a video on that right here. Use all of these techniques together and things will turn around. Instead of more and more negative feelings, your child will be happier and will eventually, once again, develop a love of learning. It'll take a little time and work, but it will happen. Just keep up the good work, and the outcome will be far better than letting those negative emotions just build and build and build into terrible anxieties and even possibly depression. Once set in, those deep anxieties can last for a lifetime. Also remember, when a child is anxious, that alone can mimic a learning disability. Fear decreases focus. Sometimes anxiety is the only problem. There may not be a learning disability. Maybe something happened that got blown out of proportion in the child's mind, and then they become anxious around reading or writing or math. That's just one more reason to deal with emotions first. They might be the only problem. But if you do suspect that there is a learning struggle, we've got you covered. We've created a simple to understand short video covering the common learning disabilities and how to spot them. You can get that by clicking right here. Thanks for watching.